"Oh my God," he whispered hoarsely. "Dad?" "It looks sort of bad, but we had to tie him up, or he'd go wandering outside," Willow said quietly from behind him. Juniper saw the crotch of his father's pajamas was dark, and he guessed he'd wet himself. Was he ringing the bell because he had to go to the bathroom? "I don't know, and neither does he. Has to pee, doesn't have to be. He rings it all the time, drives us crazy with it." "Drives you crazy? How do you think he feels?" "I wish I knew," Willow said, exasperated. "He hasn't spoken a word since 28. "This is wrong." "If we could afford a full-time nurse, we'd get one," Acacia said, stepping into the room. She wrinkled her nose at the smell and shook her head, gazing down at the man on the mattress. "We just don't have that kind of money. Keep your criticisms to yourself. You weren't here." "You've got him locked up like an animal in here," Juniper said, completely revolted by the neglect. Dad, it's me." He went down on his knees next to the mattress, trying not to breathe through his nose. "It's Juniper." There was no recognition in his father's eyes. He just stared blankly at Juniper for a few seconds, and then his gaze wandered over to the wall. Juniper cleared his throat, trying to keep the tears from falling, and reached for his father's hand. It was cold and thin in his grasp, the nails far too long. "Don't worry, Dad. I'll clean you up." Lifting his head, he glared at his sisters, who had the sense to look ashamed of themselves. "Acacia, open those curtains. Peggy, go run a bath and—" "A bath? We can't afford that much water," Willow exclaimed. "I can," Juniper said. "I have the credits. Just go run that bath." "Yes, Uncle Juniper." "And one of you call the hospital. He needs a doctor." "He's seen a Willow started. "Now," Juniper barked. To his surprise, Willow jumped to obey. Acacia slowly tied the curtain back, letting in the bright sun, and Juniper clenched his jaw as the light revealed the mottled bruising and abrasions around his father's wrist and ankle. "My God, you're monsters," Juniper said faintly. "You weren't here," Acacia repeated, her words terse. "You can't know what we've been through. It's just been too much, Juniper. I know it looks bad, but you have to understand." "Understand what? This is abuse." "Don't exaggerate. I would have put him in a home, Juniper, but we just don't have money for that. Peggy needed to go to school. Arthur, my husband, his funeral, we just—" Acacia's voice broke. Juniper glanced up, startled to see Acacia on the verge of tears. He'd never seen Acacia cry, not even the day their father had confessed to losing everything. She wiped her nose, looking away from him. "I took good care of him, Juniper, I swear. When we got that settlement, it was a godsend. We had a nurse here to look after Dad, but it could only last for so long. You have no idea of the sacrifices we've made. After a while, you just have to start making choices." "So you chose to keep Dad locked in his room, pissing himself in the dark?" Juniper was so disgusted he could barely think straight. "He gets cleaned regularly, I promise. It's not like we leave him here like this for days, but it's just... He has no idea what's happening. He doesn't care. There's nothing left of Dad." "He's just a burden, then? Not a priority? You're sick, and you're selfish." "You weren't here," Acacia repeated weakly.